Might be obvious, or it might not be obvious, but I think like industry and film world and everything else, like probably anything in the public eye that's big, everybody's living in their own like obviously experience, but it should come with warning because it is actually mind blowing because people, it's actually, yeah, that's the word, mind blowing. You don't factor in certain, it's just, well, I suppose it's magic. Is it magic? Yes, I suppose it is. It's a certain kind of magic because I saw like a thing with that big eyeball in the sky. It's like that. It's all just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I can't even, you can't even describe it really. Because it's yeah, it's just mind blowing. Because you're like, that's a lot. That's a big deal. And then, you know, you're in part something for 2 weeks and watching it being filmed, and then it's on TV. Then it's on TV, and then it's on Netflix, and then it's there. There's all these things that you've been in part of, watched the directors directing it, seen different styles of directors, from Clint Eastwood to Bird. I've forgotten her name. Sorry, the one that directed this and that. Yeah, I think the Miseducation of Cameron. Did she do that one? I don't know. See, look, mind blown. No, she did the Bisexual, and that was on Channel 4. And yeah, she's just like continuous rolling. Like, wow, how does this person get to command a film crew? Just keep rolling, do it again, 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 no cutting. I mean, isn't that an editing nightmare? I don't know. I mean, does it matter? But if she can get away with it, can I get away with that? Because I think I could direct people. I think I could be a director. I have a script idea, and I think it's just a basic, nice little rom-com kind of festy thing, you know? A rom-com kind of festy thing, just based in reality. It's just actually telling a biographical one. No fear. You know, you can leave out bits of it. I definitely would leave out bits of it. They don't get a feature. But, you know, just the working background things. And then going to festival fields. And then meeting squat monkeys that were popping open buildings, and circumstantially how ideas come about. Because the Guardian buildings, where people just use security to protect the buildings, don't they? I mean, just it's nice to, I think personally, it's nice to see things covered in films that are part of the fabric of everything. And that's the mind blowing bit, because sometimes it feels like it's catching up with you, like Bridget Jones at the festivals and things. Little aspects in films when you see it, you're like, that's inspirational. But take it just to working, just because it was great. Life's great, isn't it? Like, if you're allowed to just do what I did. But the thing is, noted, a lot of families don't want their kids to do what I did. I've run away from a job because it was all too much. I was like, this isn't me. What am I doing this for? I'm not going to start giving people tickets, dropping a cigarette butt. It's a bit of cardboard, it's a bit of roached here, or your colleagues. I can't work with these people. It's not you, is it? It's not people taxed enough. It's like that whole cyclopic thing. Like, I think that the Western world needs to take that out of the picture a little bit, because it's desperate, isn't it? Who likes desperate vibes? And really, I just see like the government are desperate, really. I think they've probably got coke habits and everything, you know, let's be honest. They're one footstep away from some, like, you know, South American fucktard fucking doing all the coke. Like, your colleagues do it. So why are you taxing people more? Oh yeah, you're calling it climate change. What a glorious sky that is. What beautiful fresh air that is. I was like, yeah, we're cutting emissions. They're being cut a lot with the electric cars and things going the right way. So stop taxing and screw turning. And I mean, I think they put them there because it's the school run. You can't use those roads during the school run or the rush hour, basically. And I went into Lewisham Borough, and I went that it was absolute navigating nightmares. Like, why are they doing this to people? Like, they're breaking all the common laws, like flaunting the law. Like, common law, a person's right to travel unhindered should not be affected by another person. Trying to get up to that point in Lee Green to pick someone up from that road was literally a navigating nightmare. The traffic down the main road was this, and I thought, I'll just tuck up down the back roads. Could not get down a back road for shit. It was like you had to run a mile around just to get to Newstead Road. It's like, that's fucking madness. Absolute fucking madness on their part. People are being hindered. I was hindered. I've never had a more stressful drive in my life. And I just was on a phone just texting somebody at the traffic lights. Had the time to clock this spanner with a helmet headgear on. I'm looking at him thinking, yeah, and what? And he's going like this, shaking his head, and you're going, do I need you in the realm of my vehicle whilst I'm looking at my phone? Am I driving when I'm at lights? No. So it's just like, he sent that, apparently he made a complaint to, please, getting a letter through your post. Piss off. Police telling me, oh, this will normally come with a fine. Piss off. It's like you're getting personal and they're desperate. When it comes to this entity of entertainment, they think that they've got free license to take the piss with your sovereignty. And that's mind-blowing when let's talk about it. The film worlds and the things, this is what it comes down to, is they start violating you left, right and centre, certain entities around you. You're aware of it. And you're like, this isn't normal conduct. Why am I getting a letter for this? What is this? Why? Like, we were getting literally a fine every single day just for, because they put the signs at weird place. So you come out of the slip road and you go down to the main road. But, oh, you've caught it up on a camera all the way up there. So someone can't take it down with a baseball bat, isn't it? Because it's a violation and it's breaking the law. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, because who's to say that there isn't number plate recognition, that people are taking the piss and liberties with you as an individual. Having worked with Greenwich Council as a town centre warden and been in these positions where cameras are and stuff, you're aware that you could be selective, and the people, whatever, it could be selective. Is it all automated? Is it all robotic? Or do people to make themselves exempt or honorary when they work in positions of authority? Is it selective? There's all these questions that come up that, no, I don't see any politician talking about it. I don't want to be a politician. I fucking hate politics. I know that the common law says a person's right to travel unhindered on the land should not be affected by another person. But yet, have I had my common laws violated during COVID when I come back and get arrested at an airport and they're telling me because of somebody else? And then when you ask for solicitation, oh, but were you drinking at the time? Yeah, and what? I had a whole row of seats to myself. I was hardly a problem on a plane during COVID. Whole row of seats to myself. And quite frankly, I did get the hump because you charged me 50 quid Ryanair there and then back, even though I told you specifically that my app wasn't working and I was the first person in the queue. You still had me as a late booking. I'm the first person in the queue. So I was like, help myself to a beer at the airport. Yes, I did. Because we live in an abundant, rich, opulent universe, don't we? Italy and Venetia. Especially if you feel like you're an old soul and if you believe in reincarnation and you might have been down that Silk Road and whatever. It's like, come on, people and their outlook, perspective on the world. Whatever, opulence, luxury. Point is, great little film script, that's what I started talking about, but it's mind-blowing. And it's big. You feel like, how are people's little common, little people, little memes made into nobodies? How stressful did we find that week where we got a ticket every single day in the post and we didn't even feel like we were making any violations, because we weren't. We weren't actually doing anything wrong. We were travelling along roads. We've travelled along a whole life. But you've said, between this hour and this hour, we've got to do it because we're trying to congestion cut. Bollocks. You want more to snort up your fucking nose, as far as I'm aware. That's the commonality of the actual picture. Let's get down and dirty. I don't disagree with drugs. But I know that they are habitual things. Like alcohol and AA. You've got Narcotics Anonymous in place in town. And what is a common theme around it is people's paranoia, and wherever there are more drugs, there are more crimes, because people get violated on them, and people are rethinking their identities around them. If you're a single woman and you smoke weed for the first time, I've slept with somebody because you're stoned and you're drinking, and it's a combination that will make you more relaxed, and you'll let a guard down, and then you'll sleep with someone, and then cringe after it. Oh no, I don't want to bump into that person again, because that was me one step too compromised. So where there are drugs and more crimes, because people do things that are against their cleaner self. I'm not saying cleaner self, because God created all that is on the planet, didn't he not? It's like, it is yours to try or experiment with. Once that guard is down, maybe you might be more inclined to do it again. Who's to say that substances don't actually formulate more of your identity? People that trip balls, magic mushrooms in the wilderness, are they more inclined to be more experimental? If people walking around half nakedly clad and you're partaking in all that God's offering, what is your identity formulated within a construct of an industrial scene and a TV screen, and telling you have to be this, or you have to be that, or you have to be this, or you have to be that? And when people run wild, are they more inclined to experiment? Yes. Do governments want people running wild, experimenting? No, they want their kids on lock to be successful. And it's like, I was just reading Gary V, the influencers and the people that do influence. It's like universities down the line, probably not, a lot of the degrees are just a whole pile of bogus bullshit, because the world's moving so fast, and the tech and the things and how to be an entrepreneur and how to do this. And will universities be as much use as they are if the professors are outdated instantly, sort of thing? And he's got a fair point. So, mind-blowing. It's all a bit mind-blowing, isn't it? But when you go through realms of lens culture, and then you're back in your normal life, and then you're seemingly feeling like you're being violated, and it's all violations and boundaries and lack of respect, and it's like, do you want to have an opinion about it? Do you want to be somebody in the public eye? Do you not? Quite frankly, there is a system whereby you can remove your number plates and basically say, I am a cop, like go back to horse and cart days, because that is progress. Like, why are you saying a person can't go down a road in the rush hour? Because you're trying to do this for the traffic, you're trying to control people, and can't help but notice that there's weird amounts of traffic in the strangest amount of times, because people, and that was just chaos on the roads with these stupid signs. If someone's just trying to get up there, make the way up to a place that they know that they used to be able to go up before, and it's just a shortcut. What the fuck was that? It was just traffic jam. Why can't I go down that road? It's an empty road. Madness. This is an empty road. But yeah, they really have people's blood pressure through the roofs. They have people stressed out. It's all bullshit, and it's all a taxation. And the point is, you find your feet in life. There's no amount of work. The people are kept in a poverty mind state to do the work of the people. That is sometimes wrong. Note it. When you're in security 5-star environments and it's all about customer services. Yeah, why not? Please, Mum. Yeah, alright. 1. Be nice. We're living the life of the luxury. Sunday. Anyway, when you do 5-star experiences and your customer based, service based, I've still got that tea, don't even worry. And then you go out there and then somebody's just rude in the uniform because it's the culture. But it's not acceptable, is it?
No, we don't need tea.
No. Tax paying.
Just one more bit of toast.
And you're actually paying your taxes to be used. It's mad.
I said, just want one bit of toast.
Yeah.
Alright.
Please, Mum. Yeah, so anyway, when things transpire the way they do, you go, no, it's not okay. It's not okay. I just asked you a question and you just were rude. I said, if your system's down and you're detaining me because you thought I was on the phone, but I'm not on the phone, what are you doing? You're just taxing my time. I said, just follow me across. This goes back to one when I was at music college, and I was just driving my Saab with small windows, and he thinks he's on a phone. He thinks you're on a phone. Pull me over. Oh, the system's... We're going to run you through the system. Oh, the system's down. Well, why am I sitting here then? You're saying the system's down. You're trying to run me through a system. I've stopped for you. And I went to court for refusing to stop. Stopped because there was no siren. It was just a blue flash. And I was like, okay, just follow it. But I'm not on the phone, so what are you doing? Oh, the system's down, is it? Well, I said, I'm in a rush and I only live across there. Round that roundabout over there, I'll make you a cup of tea and everything if you like, mate. If the system's down, and I can give you it in person. Go on, I'll give you my... And it's such a relaxed conversation. And he was just rude. And it was like, okay, so the system's down, you're going to make me sit here and wait for nothing. You're detaining me for nothing, right? I said, follow me. You heard me, right? Yeah, come then, if you're going to be rude. So I just pulled out into traffic really slowly. And then they put the sirens on. Woo, woo. All like that, blues and twos. So I stopped once, and then I stopped again. So I stopped twice, didn't I? And I went to court for refusing to stop. But it's not that's not the point. They dragged me out of the car because I moved off position and I used my own autonomy. And then they basically, long story short, this twat fell on me. And my head, I'm aware there's lots of timelines in life. Head landed next to the curb. Bloody nose was obtained. Cut knee from being fallen on by a great lump. And they put me in the wagon and take me all the way to Plumstead. I don't know why they didn't use Lewisham at the time. All the way to Plumstead. Well, what's she in for? Refusing to stop, assault on an officer and attempted assault on an officer. Huh? 12 hours in the cell and a day in court for refusing to stop. They dropped all the charges because the nurse said there isn't a cut on them, there's nothing, no marks on them. I said, I know. Because not this was raised. I said, they put me in cuffs and I just flipped out the cuff and went, what? What? Fell on. Like that. So it's just like, people are just like idiotic. This is what the moral of the story is. People are idiotic, mostly. And that goes for police, that goes for civilians. And civilians aren't criminals for the most part when they deal in drugs, land and world. They're just messy. And am I aware of the height of hysteria and the anger in culture when people are always talking about stabby culture? Well, the stabby culture comes about from people violating people's boundaries, disrespecting people's boundaries, and they're genuine grievances that people develop and hold on to and harbour hatred, and they go this way, and there's always that way, which is always the better way, obviously, to not be angry, to not be upset, to not be angry. Was I on? Did I go through phases of anger and upset at the hands of only the police, not nobody else? Nobody's made me that angry. Oh, there was one person. Oh, this is true stories. When I was as depressed as can get, like literally, you're like, who is this person? Why am I having a violent thought towards myself? When I wake up, the minute I wake up, that's rock bottom, kids. That's as bad as it gets. It's like, what is that? A spasm of a thought, like self-harm. Because I'd been around somebody that used to talk about it and did it and cut her own wrist and hit her head off the walls. I mean, that's extreme behaviour. And if you're with somebody that does it, you don't know the effect of it until they're gone. And it's like everything comes upon you, all these dark forces around you, that the police branding you at a festival, at a march, because they've got your hands on you again as a vulnerable drunk adult, and they're just saying, do you want to spend the night in a cell? But you've already gone through so many traumas. So it all compounded, and that's what was happening. And I was like, I had zero retention for listening to people. And it was only because one person coming with put and post-it note next to your bed saying beautiful things are coming your way, and just affirm before you go to sleep and affirm when you wake up in the morning, because that's when your mind is the most receptive. So it can just start with one sentiment to restore your whole mental health. Because if that's where it went to, a spasm of a thought that's violent, what I replaced it with a spasm of a thought is just person beheaded outside the Tower of London. Because, let's be honest, we have DNA, we have heritage, we have warriors, we have fighters, we have a collective mix of the whole fucking historical panel in our DNA. Do you rewrite it and say peace on earth, goodwill to all men over in one night time? No. Probably takes a lot of ironing out, doesn't it, really? So if you're having a violent spasm of a thought, everybody needs a nemesis, they say. Everybody needs a nemesis to beat anybody. So Nemesis Head was outside Tower Bridge, and probably my ancestors probably used to do that back in the day. So if someone crosses your path, you need a nemesis. Don't brand a girl. If the person, your nemesis, happens to be in a different race, they happen to be in a different race, doesn't make you racist. Like, what is getting to the core of, like, why would you beat yourself up to that point where you're that, or you're broke, or you're having suicidal thoughts? What has happened? The exterior world has happened to you. The exterior world has happened to you. Don't ever hurt yourself. You've hurt yourself probably to be in situations. You're beating yourself up because you were trusted. You've made mistakes. You have to embrace, first and foremost, Honopopo. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and thank you. And my nemesis probably has to do that to himself if he's got a social conscience. Or this person needs to do it. That's all you have to do is own your own self. And there's a thing on my wall, my Facebook wall, there's a person that basically, in not so many words, says the same thing. But it's who strikes a chord with you that can literally save your life. I do believe. Post-it note. Beautiful things are coming your way. As you're falling asleep, as you're waking up, that is the most acceptable time. If I did not have a safe harbour, if I was out in the world, would things go very differently? Yes, I'm aware. I can even see the sliding doors moments of where things have gone differently. And you're like, oh fuck, but for the grace of God go I. These things have all come up. Why? Because people have these realizations. Should you be doing more of your time as that person that has been graced that? Yes, of course. Should no man come in between that and that? No. Nobody should take someone's fucking life. That's the definition of insanity. There's no excuse for it. Not one fucking excuse. Under God's good green earth, is there an excuse for killing another person? I do believe it is to cancel yourself out, because I've seen the darkness. You know what I mean? It's to cancel out. To kill is to cancel out. A continuous recyclable energy. But then things exist in nature to remind us. Black hole, the nothing. Do you want your soul to go there, or do you want it to go there? Do you want to recycle? Upcycle. Different galaxies, like that Jodie Foster film. You know. Yeah. I'd rather that one than be cancelled out. Simulation foul. Simulation made by gods of gods of gods, and the infinite stuff that's touched on in Men in Blacks and things, you know. Infinite universe or black hole null void. And no, being homosexual is not a crime. Choosing not to procreate is a choice. Though it might let down some family members and they might be disappointed. They should not birth to birth to birth. Earth, third rock from the sun. Apparently there's limitless souls wants to come in to experience just that. The heat, the warmth of the glowing, beautiful sun, heaven on earth. Wait to be birthed into it just to experience that. Doesn't everything feel great when you're just laying in the sun? Cats know. And on that note, good night.